Big U allegedly shot his own artist in the face and brought his body to the desert. And that's just the beginning. This case involves everything from murder to scamming NBA legends like Shaq. And today, we're breaking it all down. In March 2025, Big U and 18 other Crips were indicted on RICO charges. When the news first broke, the cops didn't have Big U in custody yet and thought he might try and do the raid.
Yes, your boy Circle Star 1000. Yeah, you rock with Stars 1000 ENT. New day, new opportunity. We hope all is well with everybody. You finna chime in for a second, man. Those who familiar, man, with the California and the Rolling 60s, you know what I mean? The Crip gang, y'all pretty much should be familiar with the big dog out there, man. Some call him the real Debo, Big U. You know what I mean? Him and like 16 to 18 other Rolling 60 Crips been picked up on the RICO, right? But like I say, man, I all mess over here to the youth for misguided, man. You know what I mean? That's why we always tell the youngest, man, the first thing y'all need to do is stay out the streets, man. Don't do crimes, man. You won't have to worry about being put in these type of situations. And don't surround yourself with these type of individuals, man. Y'all should see what's going on with the gang, man. They catching RICOs left and right. But there been a lot of allegations on this brother Big U, man. You know, he been like one of the big dogs for a minute, though. You know what I mean? Everybody who looking for an outside in, you know what I mean, in tune with the hip-hop scene, you should know that. Like a lot of rappers, the majority who been for years in and out of L.A., they check in with Big U first. And that's a fact, whether they try to admit it or not. If it ain't Big U, it may be one of the other gangs, maybe the Blood Sets. But if you checking in with them boys in blue, man, they probably hitting up that guy Big U. That's a fact. But you know, that's why a lot of this extortion been coming in to play it. You know what I mean? But they done got like charges from murder to fraud and, you know what I mean? A little bit of everything on you, Big U. Like, we still saying allegedly because the brother ain't been found guilty. But, you know, he has been on the platforms over the years, seem like talking a little too much, like a lot of guys doing. Like, they tell you, like, this stuff can be used against you in the court of law. And it seems like guys like Big U, older, like I say, he's a triple OG now. He should be more in the background, not on the internet saying, you know what I mean, things that illegal that he's involved with. Like I seen reels that this brother, he basically admitting to starting other individuals. Like, if you come to LA, you gonna pay one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? Could be with your life. You know what I mean? So basically, you got to pay for that protection. You know, like he was like basically on one clip, like he was like guys in LA, not just outsiders who get into a bag, was paying him like 10 grand a month. So this guy's a real monster, homie, out of his community. And that got to be a fact for individuals to feel this man like this. Like I say, he the real Debo, man. But what's crazy to me, like, why just us that got to pay? Like, we do this to each other. That's why some people use that term, the crab in a bucket mentality. Oh man, we out here, man, just like we just against each other. So why I got to be the brother, man, who getting the bag in the community got to pay you? Or is these white individuals who getting plenty of money out of LA in the real estate game or whatever? Do they got to pay? Or the white entertainers who come to LA from whoever, Justin Timberlake, Justin Bieber, whoever, do they got to pay Big U? That's why I say, man, this shit is crazy, man. We all against each other, homie. Out foot on each other, net rushing the white man. Then we wonder why we still at the bottom. You know what I mean? We got to make this shit make sense.
My world. I'm just gonna keep it 100. Right. And I wasn't on no money shit. Like other niggas was getting money. I was getting money and I was getting paid by every nigga in the city. Damn near. If they was getting money. Right. So if he was getting money, he was already getting the bag. He was paying me $10,000 a month. I don't give a fuck. It ain't not one human being that's not gonna check in. Let me give you on a bigger scale. The United States of America and all these countries have what is called airspace. Yeah. If you invade their airspace with a plane, they consider that an act of war. If you want to come in their airspace, you're going to check in. You can choose not to, and it's going to be a problem. If dudes come and you move it in a certain way, if you choose not to check in, suffer the consequences. You feel like you got something that's bigger than what's there. And that just, because I do it, it's foreign to me to hear people speak how I'm not going to check in, but then that's the ignorant dude, because that's the dude who wants the internet fame. Any real dude that's ever really been in LA.
It's crazy, right? You know what I'm saying? Don't make no sense, man. Yeah, I mean, you can really tell Big U, he really feel out there in LA, man. There's a lot of people probably happy right now. This guy been took off the streets. You know what I mean? He had an artist by the name of Ray Sean and made a diss track towards Big U. So maybe they had a little disagreement about something, we ain't sure what, but probably some money. The way Big U, he might be Rustin Birdman. But anyway, like 5 days later, after him dissing Big U, he come up dead somewhere off the highway in Las Vegas. You know what I mean? Shot in the head or the face, you know what I mean? They putting this murder on Big U. You know what I mean? So Big U, this was allegedly that, you know what I mean? But that brother Phil, man, evidently he don't play no games, you know? But that's why I say, man, this is what we do to each other. Man, we got to make it make sense, man. You know what I mean? It's really sad what's going on out here, man. I mean, like, up and down the timeline every day, man, we out here killing each other, stepping on each other. This is what these youngest looking up to and glorifying, thinking this is the way to move, man. But that's why we tell them to watch your circle before they hurt you, man, and watch who y'all follow and look up to. But these individuals, man, they'll lead you down the road to destruction, man. Like Big U, he what, about 60 now? That man ain't trying to go back and do no time, man. He did some time back in the days, you know? You know, like when he was turning himself in, he made a few videos himself. You can see in his face, he made several back-to-back on his way to turn himself in. You can see that he hurting, man. You know what I mean? And this is a big, like I say, this is a triple OG now, a big gangster. So Big U, if you get in there and break any codes, yeah, they're going to get on you, which they should, because you's a real gangster who supposed to stand on them codes, who they making everybody else who ain't a gangster just trying to put them on people to stand on. It don't make no sense. But Big U, we can see in the videos you made, bro, you hurt, man. You ain't want to go back behind the wall. You know what I mean? You got a family out here. You got kids, grandkids, you know what I'm saying? You got people like Charles White clowning you now. You know what I mean? And that's what they going to do.
Everybody know Big U and Nipsey had an argument, homie. Everybody know Big U was shaking Nipsey Hussle down, making him pay protection fees. So that's Big U and Whack 100 game over there, homie. To protection fee. Nipsey Hussle got smart and say, nigga, I don't want to pay you $20,000 a month no more, nigga. And Nipsey Hussle come up dead. He lost his protection. Man, Big U wasn't shit till Nipsey Hussle died. As Nipsey Hussle started rapping and he pull up with that Hollywood bitch Lauren London, Big U ain't shit in the hood when Nip come through the hood. The little homies ain't looking at Big U, they looking at Nip, cuz. When Nip pull up in that Rolls Royce and that platinum Jag, looking with all that chain on, Big U and them bummy. Who you think the little homies looking
It's
on?
crazy,
like?
right? You know what I mean? Charles, man, he's Charles the damn trip, man. But hey, he telling the truth. Big U, you damn near pop out, you know what I mean? You ain't trying to leave them kids or grandkids or wifey. But you was out here still trying to get that bag illegally, man. You know what I'm saying? Then they try to say you had something to do with Nip death, which that's alleged. We don't know, because Nip was the bag. That'd have been crazy of you. You know what I mean? That they had something to do with that. But time will tell, man, because everything comes to the light, you know? You know what I mean? We just need to wake up. People snap out of this way of thinking, man. Everybody in the race, we competing with each other. If we come together and play fair with each other and build each other, man, what we can elevate and be at, you know what I mean? As a whole, we just don't, it seems like we just don't get it, though. Some people did a number on us, man. I mean, they did, man. It's still trickling down from generation to generation of all youngins. Or we coming up the way of thinking how we should move with each other. And it's sad, man. Well, you know, youngins look at Big U. You can tell this brother hurt. He's a big gangster. But he ain't want to go back behind the walls no more. Then he got older. You know what I'm saying? That's just what's going on. The youngest running behind them pins, not just like they running the streets. Times done changed. He know this. But, you know, it is what it is, man. We got to do better, man. We got to make better decisions. You know what I'm saying? And you know, just like in Atlanta, man, rest in peace, I want to say condolences to the rapper Young Scooter. You know what I'm saying? This brother just lost his life a few days ago, man, on his birthday, man. Condolences to this brother and his family. Atlanta took a big loss. He was a big dog in the A, you know what I mean? You know, taking care of his kids. He was a real father. You know, they were saying Scooter was one of them, a real guy, you know what I mean? But some people just stuck in their ways, seem like. And Scooter was one of the ones who's an all-around the boy street guy. You know what I'm saying? And at first they were saying the police killed him. But, you know, done came out that Scooter was at pretty much a trap house, dope in the house. They saying a female set him up, calling and saying that she was being held hostage pretty much. So when the police hit the spot, they got dope everywhere. So Scooter, of course, he gonna get gone. He ain't trying to get caught up in that. Would you understand that? But try to jump a fence and hit an artery in his leg. The fence must have cut a main artery in his leg, and he bled out before he got to the hospital. You know what I mean? That's a real sad situation. But that's right now what they saying what happened with him. So, you know, rest in peace to Scooter, man. Sad situation, man. But that's why we say homage to the youth from misguided, man. You know, them streets, man. They'll catch up with you one way or another, man. You know, they say Scooter been in the street for a minute. You know what I mean? He got trafficking charges from back in '08, so he was really out there. back in the days. That's why we gotta know, man, you can't run the streets forever, man. Y'all, you know, everybody need money. We know times are hard, but it's so many legit ways that we can get it. It comes a time in your life, man, you can't run the street. They run too long, man. We can't outrun them, brothers. We can't. They run too far, bro. And now it's so watered down. It ain't the same. The risk is not worth the reward, man. That's why we say our message to the youth are misguided. It's not. You know what I'm saying? Early grave or that jail cell. And who wants either one of those? You know, which we all got to go sometime to that grave, but y'all rushing to it, it seems like, you know? Crazy, man. Yeah, man. So, and that's a message to the guys who've been in the street for a minute, who still out there trying to, you know, man, try to come to the ending point, bro, because you can't outrun them, man. Try to come to the ending point, man. Stack your bread and invest. Do what you got to do to get out the streets before it's too late, man. Because it ain't no win out there. You know what I'm saying? We can't outrun them. That's a fact. Again, man, condolences to the school and his family, man. Crazy. Yeah, we tell the truth while we ain't lying to you, man. Y'all youngest, man, watch your circle before they hurt you. Stay out the streets. Don't do crime. And you won't have to worry about the early grades of these jail cells, man. Y'all live your life. You only get one, man. Youngest, y'all the future. Yeah, y'all wake up, man. Don't let that go over your head, man. Yeah, y'all like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to hit y'all with another video in a minute, man. It's free. Oh, yeah.
That's right, Angelina. Now, what I can tell you is the only injury mentioned by APD was to young Scooter's leg. They say he fell after jumping over a couple of fences. Now, just hours ago, I spoke to an orthopedic surgeon to get some context to how a leg injury could possibly lead to death. This was the scene on Friday night in the 200 block of William Nye Drive in the Lakewood neighborhood in southeast Atlanta. Police responding to a 911 call. APD Homicide Commander Lieutenant Andrew Smith.
Officers responded to a dispute with a weapon. It was advised in the call remarks that shots were fired and a female was dragged back into the location.
As officers tried to make contact with anyone in the home,
2 males fled out of the rear of the house.
APD says one of those men was Kenneth Bailey, better known as rapper Young Scooter. Lieutenant Smith says Bailey jumped 2 fences before officers caught up to him.
When officers located him on the other side of the fence, he appeared to have suffered an injury to his leg. There was no indication of anyone being shot. This appears that there was
femur and it broke badly enough. The ends of the femur fracture could be sharp enough to cut the artery.
As for the fall,
It'd have to be a very hard fall.
something you don't often see.
No, you don't. It's a relatively rare injury to have a femoral artery death. It's only about 10 to 15% of trauma.